All right. Good win. Appreciate the fans and them sitting through that cold. It was brisk out there. I was proud of our guys for the job that they did in the game. And Thornhill's pick, I thought, was great way to finish there. Trav and Pat with that series there. It ended up being a big one for us. We kind of gone through a stall there and had too many mistakes, drop balls, fumbles, whatever, too much. And but anyways, we bounced back and took care of that. I thought overall our defense had just a great day. And some of those young guys, 21, 6, 35, these guys played their tail off. Bolton, another big day with 17 tackles. And the D-line, I thought, was extraordinary. I know it was an emotional game for Frank Clark, having played there. So, making sure he came out of the right tunnel, right? So he did a nice job. Other than that, we had no injuries, so time's yours.
Coach, you mentioned the defense. It seemed like there was a concerted effort to lock up L'Jarius Sneed, the shadow, or travel with DK Metcalf. What went into that decision?
Yeah, well, that was the scheme that Spags had set up going in. I thought he did a nice job. That's a good football player there, and so Sneed is a good football player too. So matching him up, I thought that was a smart thing by Spags. I thought our coaches did have a good game plan together too. My hat goes off to them.
Certainly that worked for you today. And why today? What was it about today's matchup that led you there?
Yeah, we thought it was a good matchup, and they had some injuries there, so their other primary receiver was down.
Andy, not the last game you're going to play in the elements, but what kind of testimony is it? Just kind of the character and grit of the team to take care of business like this on a day like that?
Yeah. Again, it was a little cold, but I thought the guys did a nice job with it. They didn't let it hinder them. I think a couple of the drop balls, however, might have been that, and we weren't squeezing it hard enough. And but I was proud of the guys and how they took care of business, and especially on a short week. So the Seattle was coming off a long week, and they came in, I would imagine, pretty fresh there. So and our guys powered through the week, and on a short week did a nice job.
Andy, you mentioned a few of the defensive rookies in your opening statement, but does it feel a little bit more important to get something out of young guys this time of year, knowing that they're the ones that you need something out of?
Yeah, no, it's real important because I've mentioned it the other way the last couple of weeks, so that they need to, they're making progress, but we need to get better, and I thought the guys did a nice job with that today. Yeah. And I do think that's important down the stretch.
Maybe a drop ball or two, but the kind of drought on offense kept plugging away at it, though. They finally broke through there at the end and got one. That make it feel a little bit better when you get that later to kind of cap it off.
Yeah, we weren't doing very well. Whether it was the run game, pass game, I take responsibility for that too. I've got to try to work things in our favor, but that's not where we were going. And then we hit those couple to Trav, and I thought that was big, obviously. So.
When the offense is going through that period, how much does the ball security kind of feel like, okay, we can buy ourselves a little bit of time here to figure it out?
Yeah, ball security ends up being important, and so is how the defense is playing. The defense was playing well, and so we didn't force anything on the offensive side, although we were trying to score touchdowns. I don't want to slight that. We just things weren't clicking, but if it wasn't for the defense playing so well, then that could have been a real issue.
How big were those fourth downs for the defense? I think they stopped 3 of them.
Yeah, unbelievable. The guys, that's a lot of intestinal fortitude right there. Yeah.
Couple more guys.
Coach, you guys pick up your 12th win of the season. Ever since Patrick Mahomes has been your starter, it's been 12 wins or more every single season. You talk about it all the time. To have that consistency in a competitive league like the NFL, how are you guys doing that?
Yeah, well, how great is that, though? I mean, and the accolades that he receives, he deserves all of them. And then the guys around him also working in with that and making it happen. So, but it's a tribute to Pat and the energy that he's brought to the group, and then the guys rallying around him, obviously.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Merry Christmas, by the way. Yeah.
Coach Reid has to like these sweaters. Cousin Eddie would too. I don't know if Cousin Eddie's from the Chiefs Kingdom. He's from Coolidge, Kansas. Yeah, heck yeah. But a win here over the Seattle Seahawks on Chiefs Rewind as we discuss it. And Kansas City gets its 5th straight 12-win season. That's 3rd most all time in NFL history. That's where we start.
Yeah, we can't normalize that, right? It's just unbelievable what Coach Reid has brought to Kansas City. The tradition of winning we've established. Cannot take this for granted. This does not happen often in the NFL.
Really cold day, 15 degrees, but a -4 wind chill to start this game. Okay, let's talk defense first. And I'm going to start with the 4th down plays. It looked like Seattle was in 4th down mode almost the whole day, Matt. And the Chiefs got 3 stops on 4th down when it mattered the most. And all came from rookies. In order, George Karlaftis, tip pass. Brian Cook, open field tackle. Trent McDuffie, open field tackle. The rookie stepped up when the Chiefs needed him the most on defense.
You know, I love Brian Cook. When we drafted Brian Cook and we were in our draft room, I was jumping up and down thinking he could make plays like that. Just a great open field tackle by him on that 4th down attempt. And George Karlaftis, I think this might be his best game as a Chief, his most complete game as a Chief. He had that deflection on 4th down, but also a sack on 3rd down in this game. Overall, the Chiefs held Seattle to 2 of 14 on 3rd down in this game. Just an amazing performance by them.
Seattle had the ball for most of the 3rd quarter, but yet could not score. So the Chiefs kept him out of the end zone. Juan Thornhill had an interception in the 4th quarter. But let's go back now to the end of the half, because Seattle won the toss, deferred their choice the 2nd half. We know what that usually means, back-to-back possessions. 1st and goal at the 9. Seattle, though, had to settle for a field goal, and they got that barely because there was 1 second left on the 2nd quarter clock.
Yeah, just a huge stop by the Chiefs in that moment. If the Seahawks score a touchdown there, it's 17-7 going into halftime, and as you said, they get the ball coming out of half, and all of a sudden it could be 17-14 in the blink of an eye after the Chiefs had dominated up until that point. But the Chiefs said no, they shut the door, and that's what I love about this team. Momentum is real in sports, and it would be very easy after Seattle got several first downs via penalty on that drive to, they're just going to score a touchdown. We can't stop them on this one. But the Chiefs said no. They held them to a field goal, and that ended up being huge in this game because Seattle didn't get their first touchdown until 2:25 was left in the game in the 4th quarter. And make no mistake, I know Tyler Lockett wasn't playing in this game for Seattle, but this was the number 7 scoring offense in the NFL. Just a great performance by this defense overall.
In fact, Seattle went 22 minutes and 24 seconds without a first down to start the game. And then defensively, we need to mention, too, Chris Jones. He was a walk-off sack, basically ended the game. But also Nick Bolton, 17 tackles combined in this game. Now, he sets a Chiefs record today. 8 times this season, Matt, he has had 10-plus tackles in a single game. That record has stood since 2000. It was Donnie Edwards to do it. I thought Derek Johnson might have had that record, but it was Donnie that had it. But Nick Bolton eclipses that today. What a phenomenal season.
Just a model of consistency, right? He's the same guy every single day. It's hard playing defense on a cold day like this, right? Hitting someone else, and especially the Seattle squad, they're fighting for their season here today. They're fighting for their playoff lives. And Nick Bolton, he was playing like it was 70 degrees out there, no problem at all, with 17 tackles. Great performance by him. And this defense overall had energy throughout the game. That was obvious. Not easy to have energy on a game like this where it's like 1 degree on the field, but they brought it all game long.
And Willie Gay Jr. was cloned in this game. There was like 3 of him out there. He did everything, tip passes, covering the flat. Willie Gay Jr. was spectacular in this game.
And gets back to the energy thing. He was fired up the entire game. It's going crazy, trying to pump the crowd up. Again, it was super cold. It was cold just doing our pregame show. You and I, it was difficult doing just that. But playing football is hard enough. Playing football in the cold is incredibly difficult. And having that energy on the field is so important. And Willie, he's the juice man, right? He brought the energy all game long.
Speaking of juice and energy, my energy juice that I had during Field Pass froze in my hand while I was holding it. That tells you how cold it was. I know we've given you a lot of defense. Yeah, we're going to talk offense. And yes, we'll talk Mahomes and Kelsey. The Chiefs with this victory 24-10. But first, let's go back to the podium.
Bye.